Grand Risings. Today is Motivational Monday, May 30th, and this is your Shekinah Wisdom Podcast. Today, my lovelies, is a day where we learn motivational techniques and things that will help keep us excelling on our journey. One of the lessons that I had to learn on my journey was to enact healthy boundaries, right? Because there are people that come into your space, and some people are very intimidated. They may be intimidated by your presence. And when people are intimidated by your presence, they tend to show up in lower vibrational ways. Now, when this happens, of course, you confront the behavior and you move accordingly, depending on the level of infraction. On my journey, I have come across people who, have been intimidated because of my gifts and the way that I show up in the world. And no matter how much you may try to allow that person to feel better about the space that they are currently in and better about themselves, it will not be effective until they love and nurture themselves in that way. Hurt people try to hurt people. And sometimes I'm telling you to realize that sometimes these stabs are not negative. They're really positive in a sick, twisted way, coming from a person that is needing to deal with their hurt and their issues. A lot of people show up and I'm here to save the world, but they need saving themselves, right? They need saving themselves. If you want to know someone, just watch them. Watch their interactions outside of you. Watch their interactions with you. And you can clearly begin to see what drives a person and what destabilizes them. My intuitive abilities is not what puts me ahead of the fold. It's my being able to listen to my intuition. It's one thing to have intuition, but it's another thing to actually listen to it. And it took me years to listen to it because prior to that, when you're gaslighted, right, it can distort you if you're not firm in who you are. And at first, when I first got my gifts, being that I didn't have anybody to guide me throughout the process, I started attracting people that did not want me to utilize my gifts because it exposes them. And so people were telling me that something wasn't when it was and it was when it wasn't. And so that put me on the loop until I took the time out to get with myself and really sort out what was what and what was not without external influence and input. You can see it for yourself. And when you do have those abilities, people do become intimidated because they feel like the only way I could come up is to bring you down, is to attack you, because clearly you have something that I feel like I don't see within myself. This is how people show up. And that's what brings me back to the original notion that hurt people hurt people. They try to. If you're not resilient, you will be hurt by these hurt people. But when you're able to see them for who they are, then you can adjust the way that you are showing up so that you can safeguard yourself against any of their infractions. Long journey. But you must confront it. You can't let little things like that slide. If someone is acting in a shady way in your face and you say nothing about it, then you're part of the problem too. Safeguarding yourself is making sure that the people that you surround yourself with are integral. They're people with great characters. They're people whose energy reflects your own. Because if it doesn't, people will judge you by the company you keep. And that same company will create problems and friction in your life if they are not of the right vibration or frequency. And do it unapologetically, right? You have to be able to remove yourself from what no longer serves you or the highest good. Because if you don't, you're going to deal with the repercussions of staying somewhere that you're not supposed to be. And those outcomes aren't usually good. They're designed to make you so uncomfortable where you feel no choice but to move forward and out of your current circumstance. When you cut out unsavory people and unsavory circumstance, it leaves more time to do what matters the most to you, right? All of those things are distractions. They are designed to distract you from your mission. So that is why you have to conduct yourself accordingly. If a person shows you that they are hurt and they're still showing up in that hurt fashion, you have to remove them from your circle. Because they will hurt you or bleed on you or something that you're not going to like. It's going to happen. Because they have not cleared their toxicity. And if you think that you can build an intimate relationship with someone that has not cleared that toxicity from their life, you're sadly mistaken. I want you to use this week to determine who actually pours into you, right? Make sure that your exchanges are reciprocal, and those that aren't, find a way to balance it out. Whether that's you pulling back a little or you pulling back altogether, but find a way to balance out the giving and receiving in your life. This will create a catalyst of change in your life. Just taking those little simple steps right there, those little self-care acts, just taking those little self-care acts will change your life for the better. Now, if you need further help on your healing journey, head over to shekinahwisdom.com where you could book an appointment. If you want our therapy, head over to collection.com. And if you simply want to support the work we do here, you can Cash App Unearthing the Truth. All right, my lovelies, you have a wonderful, happy, motivational Monday.